The Three Paths to the Lighthouse. On a distant shore, where the sea met a great cliff, there stood a lighthouse that had shone its light for centuries. The lighthouse was a symbol of guidance, said to illuminate not just the sea but the hearts of those who sought it. Legends claimed that those who reached the lighthouse would discover their true purpose and find lasting peace. Three travelers, a wanderer named Cora, a merchant named Jalen, and a scholar named Elira, set out from different parts of the world, each in search of the lighthouse. Though they had different reasons for their journey, they all sought the same thing: clarity, meaning, and a sense of belonging. As they each traveled toward the lighthouse, their paths intertwined, creating a triple helix of self-discovery, purpose, and contentment. The first path began on the open plains, where Cora, a lifelong wanderer, had spent years traveling from place to place, never settling, never feeling truly at home. She had seen the world's wonders, but always felt a sense of rootlessness, as if she didn't belong anywhere. Her heart ached for a place where she could finally be at peace. As Cora journeyed toward the lighthouse, she passed through villages and cities, but in each one, she felt like an outsider. She would stay for a while, but something always pushed her to move on. The closer she got to the lighthouse, the stronger this pull became. One evening, as she rested by the side of a quiet river, an old woman approached her. The woman seemed to know Cora's heart without needing to ask. "You travel far, but you are always searching for something more," the woman said. "You seek a place to call home, but you carry your home within you. Until you accept this, you will never stop wandering." Cora felt the truth in the old woman's words. For years, she had been looking for a place that could give her the sense of belonging she craved, but she realized now that her journey wasn't about finding a physical home. It was about accepting that she belonged wherever she chose to be. With this new understanding, Cora continued her journey toward the lighthouse, no longer searching for a place to belong, but knowing that home was within her. The second path wound through a bustling marketplace, where Jalen, a successful merchant, had built a thriving business. He had spent his life accumulating wealth, always chasing the next deal, the next profit, the next achievement. But despite his success, Jalen felt a growing emptiness. No matter how much he gained, it never seemed to be enough. As Jalen journeyed toward the lighthouse, he passed through cities filled with wealth and opportunity, but something gnawed at him. He watched people rush from one goal to the next, just as he had done for years, and he began to wonder, was success really what he had been seeking all this time? One night, Jalen met a humble fisherman by the shore. The fisherman lived in a simple cottage and made just enough to feed his family, yet he seemed content in a way that Jalen had never been. Curious, Jalen asked, "Why don't you seek more? More wealth, more success?" The fisherman smiled and replied, "I have enough. I have my family, my work, and the sea. Why should I seek more when what I have brings me peace?" Jalen realized then that he had been chasing success, but success had never brought him the fulfillment he sought. The constant striving for more had left him feeling empty, and he understood that true contentment came not from accumulating wealth, but from recognizing when he had enough. With a lighter heart, Jalen continued toward the lighthouse, knowing that contentment was found in appreciating what he already had. The third path led through ancient forests and ruins, where Elira, a scholar, had spent her life studying the mysteries of the universe. She sought knowledge, always believing that if she could understand enough, she would discover her life's true meaning. But the more she learned, the more questions arose, and the meaning she longed for seemed further away than ever. As Elira traveled toward the lighthouse, she delved into ancient texts and spoke with wise sages, but none could give her the answers she sought. She became frustrated, feeling lost in the endless pursuit of knowledge, her quest for meaning unfulfilled. One day, Elira found herself in a quiet village where the people lived simple lives, content with what they had. She met a young woman who tended a small garden, her hands dirty with earth. Elira asked her, "Don't you ever wonder about the greater meaning of life? Don't you seek answers to the mysteries of the universe?" The woman looked at Elira, then smiled and said, "I find meaning in my garden, in the way the seeds grow, in the seasons, and in the joy of a simple life. You seek grand answers, but perhaps the meaning you're looking for is in the everyday moments." Elira paused, reflecting on the woman's words. She had spent her life searching for profound meaning in distant places and complex ideas, but perhaps the answers were simpler than she thought. Perhaps meaning was found in how she lived each day, and the small acts of kindness and the beauty of the world around her. With newfound peace, Elira continued toward the lighthouse, understanding that meaning was not a distant goal but found in the present moment. At last, the three travelers arrived at the lighthouse, standing tall at the edge of the sea, its light casting a warm glow across the horizon. They stood together, each having faced their own trials, but united by their journey. As the light shone upon them, they realized that the lighthouse was not just a destination, it was a reflection of their own inner journey, a beacon of truth that revealed what they had sought all along. Cora spoke first. "I have learned that belonging is not something you find in a place, but something you carry within you." Jalen nodded. "I have learned that true success is not about always seeking more, but about knowing when you have enough." Elira smiled. "And I have learned that meaning is not a mystery to be solved, but something you create every day through how you live." As the lighthouse's light grew brighter, it revealed their intertwined paths, showing them that they had each discovered a piece of the same truth. Purpose is not found in distant places or grand achievements, it is found within, in the way we choose to live, in what we value, and in the peace we create for ourselves. The lighthouse spoke, though it needed no words. The travelers understood now that their journey had been as much about discovering themselves as it had been about reaching the lighthouse. Their paths had crossed, forming a triple helix of belonging, contentment, and meaning, each supporting the other. As the travelers left the lighthouse, they returned to their lives with a new sense of clarity. Cora no longer searched for a place to call home, knowing that she belonged wherever she chose to be. Jalen no longer chased endless success, content with the wealth he had and the peace it brought. Elira no longer sought meaning in distant places, finding it instead in the simple moments of everyday life. Their journeys had intertwined, and though their paths would lead them in different directions once again, they knew they were forever connected by the truths they had discovered together. They had learned that the light they sought had always been within them, guiding them toward a life of purpose, fulfillment, and peace. This story of Cora, Jalen, and Elira reminds us that the things we seek, belonging, success, and meaning, are not found in the places we go or the things we achieve. They are found within us, in how we live each day and how we choose to see the world. Like the lighthouse, our true purpose is not a distant destination, but a light we carry with us, illuminating our path as we walk through life.